In Bangladesh, life is a daily struggle against space, poverty, and survival. Imagine a land with more than 170 million people, yet the country itself is smaller than the state of Sarawak in Malaysia. That makes Bangladesh one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Everywhere you look, there are people. In the capital city of Dhaka, the streets are never empty. The sound of horns, the push of crowds, and the smell of smoke from traffic mix together into a chaos that feels endless. For many families, this is not just a city. It is their battlefield of life, where every day they must fight for food, water, and a place to live. This is Bangladesh, a country of resilience, but also one of the hardest places to survive in the modern world. Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, is often described as one of the most congested cities in the entire world. Every single day, millions of people pour into its streets. Rickshaws, buses, motorcycles, and cars all compete for space on roads that were never designed for so many. Traffic jams can last for hours. A journey that should only take 20 minutes can stretch into 3 or 4 hours. The air is filled with dust, smoke, and the constant sound of horns. For the people of Dhaka, this chaos is normal. It is part of their daily life. But the overcrowding doesn't stop at the streets. In offices, markets, and public transport, people are crammed together with hardly any room to breathe. Dhaka was never built for this population, yet every year, more people arrive from rural villages hoping to find work in the city. Instead, they find themselves trapped in a cycle of traffic, noise, and endless congestion. In the heart of Dhaka, millions live in slums that stretch endlessly across the city. These are not just temporary shelters. For many families, this is home. Small shacks made from tin sheets and wood are packed tightly together, leaving only narrow alleys in between. Roofs leak when it rains, and during summer, the heat inside becomes unbearable. Entire families often live in a single small room. Dozens of households share the same water pump, and a single toilet might be used by 50 people. Clean water is a luxury, and hygiene is almost impossible to maintain. Garbage piles up along the streets, and children play barefoot just inches away from waste and polluted drains. The smell of sewage mixes with smoke from cooking fires. For outsiders, it feels unlivable. But for millions of people in Dhaka, this is reality. Life in these slums is a daily struggle, not just for space, but also for dignity. Bangladesh is known as the land of rivers. Thousands of rivers cross the country, feeding its fertile land and supporting millions of lives. But today, these rivers have become symbols of destruction rather than life. The Buriganga River, once the lifeline of Dhaka, is now among the most polluted rivers in the world. Its water is no longer clear. It runs thick and black, choked with industrial waste, toxic chemicals, and plastic. The smell is unbearable. Fish that once filled the river are gone, replaced by floating garbage. Factories dump waste directly into the river, while sewage from the city flows untreated into the water. Still, boats continue to sail and people continue to live by its banks, because they have no choice. For many poor families, the polluted river is still used for washing, bathing, and sometimes even for drinking. The rivers of Bangladesh tell a tragic story. Once a blessing, now turned into a curse by overpopulation, poverty, and neglect. Bangladesh is often called the factory of the world. Its garment industry produces clothes for some of the biggest brands on the planet. But behind the shining labels and cheap prices lies a hidden story of suffering. Every day, millions of workers, most of them women, walk into massive textile factories. They work long hours, often more than 12 hours a day, for wages that are barely enough to survive. Inside the factories, the air is hot and dusty. The sound of sewing machines never stops, and safety is often ignored. Many of these women left their villages, hoping for a better life in the city. But what they found is endless labor, low pay, and constant pressure to meet impossible deadlines. The collapse of the Rana Plaza factory in 2013, which killed more than 1,000 workers, remains a painful reminder of the risks they face. For the world, Bangladesh's garment industry means cheap clothes. But for the workers, it means a life trapped between survival and sacrifice. In a country as crowded as Bangladesh, health and hygiene are daily battles. The air in Dhaka is among the most polluted in the world. Every breath carries dust, smoke, and toxic chemicals from factories and traffic. Respiratory diseases are common, and for children, it can be deadly. Water is another struggle. Many families still rely on wells, hand pumps, or even polluted rivers for drinking and cooking. Clean water is scarce, and contaminated water often leads to outbreaks of cholera, diarrhea, and other dangerous diseases. Hospitals are overwhelmed. In government clinics, patients often share beds, and some wait outside in the hallways just to see a doctor. Medicines are expensive, and many people cannot afford proper treatment. Instead, they turn to traditional remedies, not because they don't want modern care, but because survival leaves them no choice. For millions in Bangladesh, sickness is not just a condition, it is part of everyday life, shaped by poverty, overcrowding, and neglect. Bangladesh is a land of struggle. Its streets are crowded, its rivers polluted, and its people pushed into endless hardship. For many, every day is a fight for food, for water, for health, and for dignity. Yet in the middle of all this suffering, there is something remarkable. The people of Bangladesh never give up. They continue to work, to smile, and to dream of a better tomorrow. Their resilience is stronger than the chaos around them. This is the reality of Bangladesh, a country both fragile and unbreakable. Crowded, dirty, and difficult, yet full of life, hope, and survival. And perhaps that is the greatest story of all.